Hi, this is Lee Mueller, and this is the Mind Reels Podcast, Episode 5. Last time, I talked about, did you always want to be a playwright? Well, I probably answered that question, maybe. I think the answer was no. So now it follows, how did you become a playwright? Well, my background was, I got involved in high school, my junior year, in a class called Dramatics. Which was basically a group of people that took this class, and we filled the roles that the high school productions would do each year. We did 3 a year, a comedy, a drama, and a children's show. So I got involved with that, and the very first time I was on stage in a play in front of a group was in high school. My junior year, I was in The Miracle Worker. I played 2 roles because essentially there weren't enough people in the class to fill all the roles. So I played 2 different people, and I did some various voice work backstage also. The next play we did was a comedy called The Gazebo, and I got the lead role, and I just really fell in love with the whole thing of acting and being on stage. That continued on into, I did some community theater and while I was still in high school. I went on to college. I did plays in college. I did actually got a role as a crazy in the movie Escape from New York. I climbed up out of a sewer, so I was even in a major motion picture. And also I got involved in a comedy group that did improv and sketch comedy. So we would do like a series of scenes of sketches, and then we would do some improv games, and we played like every Wednesday night at this bar in St. Louis, and we played there for quite a few years, and did really well. And that was my first taste of writing, because I was doing the performing, and I thought, hey, let me try to write a sketch or 2 and just see how that goes. And I did, and they worked, and I liked it, and the audience liked it. Everybody liked it, and it was good. So it kind of continued this writing bug kind of in my head, kind of crossbred with the acting bug in my head, and thought, wow, I wonder if I could write like a play, that would be really cool. And kind of how that came to be was a little bit later. I got involved, actually I got drafted into being into a murder mystery comedy. A friend of mine was directing a show, dinner theater, murder mystery, and one of the actors got sick. She called me up, said, hey, can you fill this role? You got a week to learn the lines? Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. So I did my first comedy, dinner theater, murder mystery at this mansion. And then the next year I did another one for her. And I thought, you know what? These are really simple. I could write one of these. If I want to start out writing a play, I got to try one of these, because, I think a fourth grader could write one of these. So she basically became a bet. It's like, okay, you think you can do it? Go ahead and do it. Okay, I will. Well, go ahead. Okay, I will. Leave me alone. So I went home, and about 2 weeks I cranked out this murder mystery called Murder Me Always, which was a kind of a send up or a parody of murder mysteries, plays. And so we did it the next year to see how it would go, and everybody liked it. Again, I liked it, they liked it, everybody liked it. There was a lot of liking going on, and so the next year they said, can you write another one for us? And sure, why not? And the next year, can you write another one for us? Sure, why not? And so on and so forth. And I had a whole bunch of plays, murder mystery dinner theater, things I had written. Somebody said, hey, why don't you farm those out and see if other people out there want to do it? Yeah, that would be kind of a cool idea. Yeah, never thought of it. Yeah, okay. How would I do that? Okay, well, probably on a website. I've done websites before for our comedy groups, and got a little experience there, and maybe I'll do a little research, and because this is where your business marketing majors and people would say, hey, you should do a feasibility study and research your market and see the demographics and other textbook terms that I could throw out here. And well, I'd read those books and I pretty much ignored them. I knew there were some big time, play publishers out there like your Samuel French and Dramatist Play Service that I had seen the covers of when I did high school and community theater. But, I really didn't feel confident enough to submit my quirky little plays to the big boys. No. I think I better just do this myself. So I went online. Now this is, okay, keep in mind, this is like 2000. So there's not a whole lot of stuff, social media, Twitter, Facebook, none of that. This is just, you got your search engines and your websites and boom, there you go. So I went online and I researched, murder mystery scripts. See if there's anybody else out there doing this. Any other indie playwrights out there dwelling in this genre? No, not too many. Because I needed to know why, a lot of stuff, how do you charge for this? Do you charge for performance rights and royalties, and how much are you charging? How do you get the material out to the customer if they order it? And, after that 20-minute research session, it seemed feasible to me. Yeah, sure. I didn't need any PowerPoint with nifty lines and graphs and that type of stuff. My market research just said, what you need? You need a name. And you need a website, and there you go. So I'm trying to think of a name. I can't come up with anything catchy that would work, so I better stop thinking about it. I'll just go do something else. So I went out and cut the grass. And while I was out there cutting the grass, I happened to recall my dog and the little, landmine she would leave for me, because basically, the backyard is the dog's toilet, and they just do their business wherever, and you're cutting the grass, you gotta kind of watch out for that. And so that was in my mind. I'm thinking about my dog and thinking about the different things. She was a cool dog, man. She'd do like you could sit, stay, play dead, you roll over. Wait, play dead. Whoa, there you go. That's a good name. That's a great name. A dinner theater murder mystery, play dead. Yeah, awesome. So I went in and I searched for that domain to see if it was taken, and unfortunately it was taken. Play Dead belonged to a group that did Grateful Dead cover tunes and couldn't use it. But I found out that you could do a hyphen. You could do play-dead, so play-dead.com. And boom, that was available. So I went ahead and signed up and got that one, got playdead.com. And created my own first website, and anybody that creates your first website back in the day, back in the 2000s, the late 90s, they were a little over the top. You go crazy with your fonts and your colors and your designs. You got things flashing and things melting. It was, I was guilty of that. So I created the website, put it out there, and then, well, you got to promote it, right? Okay. So, and so far as promotion, I found the site called Get Your Site Listed on a Million Search Engines. And you just put the name in, boom, click it. There you go. That was it. Promoted. Now, again, 2000, there was not social networking, wasn't around. So I just created my site, plugged the name in, and waited. Almost 1 year to the day that I first published my website, I got an email from a theater group in New Hampshire asking for the rights to a script. Whoa, cool. I was going to be produced in New Hampshire. So what do? Okay, well, I printed out a copy of the script, put it in a nice manila envelope, and drove down to the local post office, and I mailed it off. This is before you could just attach a file and email it. So I thought, okay, here will be the test of my talent. A theater group that I don't even know personally, never met, they would be mounting a production of a script that I wrote. There would be no, patronizing friends patting me on the back saying, hey, man, that was really good. That was really funny. I think I understood what you're trying to say. There would be none of that. This would be an impartial jury halfway across the country. This would be a great test that tied into my philosophy. What is your philosophy? Oh, let me tell you. You can promote the utter crap out of whatever it is that you do with ads and billboards and every marketing trick in the world. But if what you do, your product, your talent isn't really good, no amount of promotion is going to overcome that fact. Now, let me tell you a story that ties into this. There was this heavy metal band, hair band, back in the day. They might still be around. I don't know. They were called Wasp. Look them up. W-A-S-P. Blackie Lawless was the lead singer, and he created this gimmick, this kind of crowd-pleasing stunt where he had this saw blade codpiece on his costume that at one point would shoot Roman candle fireworks out, just shoot them out in the crowd, would come right out of his crotch. These Roman candles, boom. Oh, the crowd went wild. So one night, something happened. Something didn't quite go like it was supposed to, and the device didn't go off. Instead, it exploded. Now, needless to say, a minor implosion in that region of the body is not a pleasant experience. So he went down for the count. They ran over, picked him up, carried him off. He said he's being carried down the hall. His bandmates are looking down at him with their kind of worried expression. He's in pain. He looked up at his bandmates and he said, "See, if we could write good songs, I wouldn't have to do this crap." Sure, you can resort to gimmicks that will create a buzz, but that only lasts so long. You know, people start coming to see the buzz instead of seeing the actual product. It comes down to your actual product, whether it's songs or books or plays or art or whatever, sculptures, whatever you're doing. I believe the end result will be a measure of your talent, not the buzz you create. But let me ask you something. Doesn't buzz get you noticed? Well, yeah, of course it does. I'm not knocking creating a presence or a buzz about yourself or, a picture of you and your sandwich that you're having for lunch. That's an important path which leads people to find you. But once they find you, the songs, the plays, the books, the sculptures, the paintings, whatever you create needs to be as strong as the buzz that you've set up. The bite needs to match your bark. That was and is still my philosophy. If I was going to make it as a playwright, I wanted to rely on the actual work, the actual plays I wrote to be that litmus test. Now, you could say I chose the organic route of marketing. I wanted to make sure the work I created had legs to stand on before I resorted to a larger promotional arena. And as the years went by, I got more and more requests for my scripts, and the buzz kind of grew organically out there. And it began to appear that what I had developed legs, and I didn't need to put a Roman candle codpiece between them. I was able to sustain myself as a person known for comedy, murder, mystery plays. And it was an evolving process. I mean to tell you that I'm sure if I had the money to back me and to market and to create ads and stuff, it all would have happened a lot faster. But still, the point is it happened. And the fact that I kind of did it myself, it was a lot sweeter in the end. So that's the story of how I became a playwright. I was a kind of a do-it-yourself type of deal for me. And still to this day, I have return customers. I've developed a lot of relationships with people in theater groups from not only the United States, but in the UK, in Japan. I've been produced in Vietnam. I know I really don't like people who get on things like this and start tooting their own horns. It just, it's like, okay, shut up. We get the, you do well. Okay, sit down. So that was just basically a story of how I became a playwright. It was kind of all through osmosis. No, not really osmosis, but kind of accidental. I made a bet with somebody that I couldn't write a play. I did, and I just kept doing it. And it grew and grew and grew, kind of on its own. Now, I often wonder if I had set out, from the time I was in high school and thought to myself, I'm going to grow up, I'm going to be a playwright. I'm going to start writing plays and just, start cranking them out one after the other and one after the other. And, if that had been my goal in mind, I'd set out to do, would it have turned out the same way? I don't know. A lot of things happen by accident. You'll find a lot of things were invented by accident. I don't know if I became a playwright by accident. I kind of created this world and created these products and put it out there, and it's done quite well. So never lose hope in yourself. I would say, never lose hope in what it is that you want to do. That, by gosh, if you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, eventually you're going to get that. That group from New Hampshire is going to send you an email or a letter and say, hey, we want to see what it is you got. And just, my philosophy, as I said, just make sure that what it is that you've got is good. And if it's good, people are going to keep wanting it. So until next time, remember, the mind reels with possibilities. Like that? That's